Hello guys, you are welcome to this video on 7 mistakes you might be making for your brand. This is actually the second video on this series, so if you have not watched the first video, please go do so now. Okay, my name is Miracle Patrick and I help evolving entrepreneurs position themselves online for more income, impact, and influence. I actually do this by teaching them how to acquire intentional brand skills. I'm also the founder of the Evolve Entrepreneurs Tribe Africa, and it's a tribe for anyone that has an entrepreneurial mind and has desire to evolve. The goal of the tribe is to grant us access to the right information, connection, environment, and opportunities that will enable us to become the best version of ourselves. So if you meet up with the qualification above, you have an entrepreneurial mind and you have the desire to evolve, you are welcome to the tribe. So how is everyone doing? I hope we are all doing fine. So let's proceed. If you haven't watched the previous video, please go do so now. The second mistake on our list is not defining your audience. Not defining your audience. And we start by saying one of the most important aspects of your brand is your audience. In the true sense of it, your brand would not exist if there was no audience. That's it. If nobody was to buy your products, your services would be said to be irrelevant. That's why businesses that have no regard for their customers are really missing the point, because your audience defines your relevance. And this is why it's very important that we understand our audience. Understanding your audience is a very important aspect in building your brand. So let's consider the following key points. The first year is, no matter how relevant your brand is, it is not for just anybody. Your products, your message, and your services may be very important and highly relevant, but there are people that would still ignore you no matter how much you invest in your market, no matter how much you try to show your products at their faces, they would still ignore you. And it's not because you are not doing it well, it's not because you are doing it wrongly, it's simply because they are not your audience at that point in time. The second here is, humans are different and so are their interests. Everybody is designed in a certain way that enables him or her to think differently from the rest of the world. Humans are different because they have different backgrounds, they have different makeups, they have different beliefs, different interests, different needs. So it is very wrong for you to think that people will respond to you the same way. It's very wrong to think that everybody is going to respond the same way to your brand. So this is why it's very important for us to define our audience so that you can focus your attention on reaching them, so that you can get them to know you, to like you, and to trust you. That's the KLT factor. So defining your audience enables you to focus on the right people and channel all your energy towards them. So now, it's also very important for us to know that brand clarity will help us to find our audience. Brand clarity would help you define your audience. Hence, clarity cannot be overemphasized, as it will guide the subsequent decisions and choices you've been making for your brand. So the question is, do you have clarity? How do you answer that? Please go watch the first video for that. So let's proceed. So why do you need to define your audience? Why do we need to define our audience? It's very important to know that it is one thing for your content to be interesting, and it is another thing for your content to be relevant. So the first reason why we need to define our audience is that it will enable us to post the right content. It enables us to post what? The right content. Okay? So please know that you earn from being relevant. You earn from being relevant, from meeting needs, from meeting people's needs. So you should be intentional about what you share online. What you share online, except, okay, there are some persons post generic content online, such as motivation and comedy. It is very harmful to you if your potential audience cannot find you. Okay, but if you are selling your message, and along the line you include comedy and motivation, there is no harm there. But if that is main, except you are in the business of comedy or you want to be known as a professional motivational speaker, that's a different thing. So you have to be intentional about what you share online. People should know you for something so that they can decide if you meet their needs or not. The next reason here is that it helps you to create relevant products. The first is, it helps you to post the right content. This is, it helps you to create what? Relevant products. Remember when you talked about okay, Now, okay, it is very important for you to understand that your brand should not be built around products, but around a message. Okay, your brand should not be built around products, but around a message. The message should cover the reason for which your brand exists, who your brand exists for. That's your defined audience, and the benefit or experience that it conveys. When you know who your audience is, you will then know what their need is, you will know their interest, you will know their expectation, and you will know how to create the product that would meet it. So defining your audience would help you create the relevant products. It will help you create what? Relevant products that are relevant to your audience. So the third reason is that it will help you, okay, it will prevent you from attracting the wrong persons. It will prevent you from attracting the wrong persons. Remember when you actually just about buying something, and then you begin to notice that thing everywhere you go, or you had a discussion with somebody about a kind of shoe or a kind of car, and then you begin to notice it at places that you never know it existed before. It is simply the law of focus. It states that you attract what you focus on. So defining your audience simply puts them in your mind. You begin to think of their plans, you begin to think of their pains, you begin to think of their needs, and you can eventually get into the mind of your customer. Whenever you are in a place, okay, you attend an event, you can easily identify them easily and then attract them. This is what defining the audience does for you. It prevents you from attracting the wrong persons and increases the rate at which you attract the right persons. Then the fourth thing is that it helps you answer the question, who you help. There is a question we ask in Nigeria. It's in pidgin. We say, okay, who you be, who you help. So it will help you answer that question. In business, you must answer questions. That's one thing. Immediately you sign up to start up something online, to build a brand. You are signing up for a lifetime of questions. You are going to answer questions every day. You will encounter potential clients that want to know what your brand stands for. You should be able to answer when they ask you. You don't want to sound uh, confused and unsure. And it is having the answers to this question, who you help, and other related questions, that makes you confident, or at least sound confident. Okay, so it's very important that you define your audience. So let's go back to next. Finding your audience. Okay, so a simple tip that would help you get started on the journey to clearly defining your audience is understanding your story and who it relates to. It's important that you understand your story and know who it relates to. So, what is your story? Knowing why you do what you do will help you find the people for your message. It's a simple thing. If you know why you do what you do, it will enable you. It will increase the likelihood of you finding what the people for your message. So what's your message? What's your story? Why do you do what you do? Using myself as a case study, I had a lot of struggles finding myself. I had low self-esteem, and I really did not believe, okay, I could do anything meaningful. That's uh, when I was younger. Okay, so over time, as I began to evolve, I began to learn a lot of things about myself, and I began to get the right information, equipping information that actually reshaped my mindset and gave me the mental permission to step out in the field that I am today. Do you understand? So, having been aware of my journey, I know my journey, and okay, that has enabled me to say, okay, I want to help other individuals and brands do the same to break the limits that they have set in their mind and become better. This is why I define my audience as involving entrepreneurs, people who are confused, people who need direction, who do not know how to start monetizing their skills, who are not even aware that they have skills that are sellable, people who do not know how to set the right goals for their businesses, people who are earning but want to build more income, people that want to be relevant and that want to make more sorry, that to make impact and influence. So this is my audience, and it's important that you define yours too. So thank you for watching this video, and please watch out for the next. If you want to know how you can define your audience, please keep a tag on my next videos, and you could also follow me on Facebook, Miracle Patricks, and on Instagram, Miracle underscore Patricks. because you are going to find all my posts relevant to you. You're also welcome to join my Facebook group. You find the link attached to the description below. Thank you once more for watching. I remain Michael Patrick, your brand skills coach. Stay safe.